So recently I saw this Facebook poll in the Content Wars group asking if sniping in Content Wars was still effective, which reminded me to a discussion I had with Tarjay, better known as STRIX I guess, about basically the same subject. And as a response to that, I actually made a Facebook poll myself asking if you guys want a video on what I think of sniping in Content Wars right now. And that's basically this. I don't really have a plan on how I'm going to do this video. I have a 6-sentence script in front of me, and I'll try to fill up the time with just that. So starting off, I guess, with this entire commotion on why wouldn't it still be effective, what changed. The main reason, or basically the only reason, is that the Orsis got customization. And I think it's pretty well known that the Orsis is basically the most popular sniper rifle in Content Wars. And I think the only sniper rifle that can really match its performance on high levels would be the VSSK Club, but since it's 20 SP, basically nobody gets it. So, first of all, leave your own opinion on whether you think sniping is still effective in Content Wars in the comment section. I'll, kind of review it and see what all of you think. But for me, I'm going to give my own opinion now and then develop it further on and give some facts about what actually changed. So, what changed about the Orsis with customization and the entire balancing to it? The bolt action became slower, so there's a longer time between taking shots. It takes a longer time to scope in, and the mobility decreased. That's kind of hard to explain. The base statistics of the gun didn't actually change, but because it now has customization, the scope that was already on the Orsis originally now actually decreases its mobility. I don't really know if you understand what I mean, but if a gun gets customization, the mods that are on it start affecting the statistics. But if a gun does not have customization, the mods that are on it by default don't change the statistics. If you don't get what I mean, all you have to know basically is that the Orsis with the same mods now has -8 mobility with the default mods. So what do I actually think of this entire balancing? I think I have quite a different opinion to most people I actually spoke to about this. I think this is the best weapon balancing Content Wars has ever done. So while all of you basically are complaining it's got ruined, I think it's the best thing ever. Because if you look at previously overpowered guns, and yes, I would consider the old Orsis overpowered, because it was way too good at basically everything and way too fast for a sniper. The SR3M, for example, is really overpowered too, and they basically balanced it and nerfed it into oblivion. I personally think they completely ruined it, while it was my favorite gun. But with the Orsis, it's differently. The main question, I guess, is it still effective? I guess it's pretty obvious that it became less effective, because when you nerf a gun statistics badly, it will basically always become less effective than it already was. But, I do not think it became ineffective, and I think, what most of you don't have, if you play the proper playstyle for Sniper, it became more effective. So I'm gonna go into that further, so you can actually understand what I mean. If you look at the actual complaints that I personally saw, it was that because of the time between shots, it became harder to make multi-kills. The first thing I think is, why are you trying to make multi-kills with a sniper? That's not really what it's meant for. Same goes for time to scope in. This is not Call of Duty, you're not supposed to quick scope by your enemies. And slower mobility, I think that a sniper is supposed to position itself well, and long distances you can just take out your pistol. If you notice the subtle cut, it's because I just ruined something, but let's just ignore that. Right. So, how are you actually supposed to play a sniper? And why does, in my opinion, this actually become a really good thing? Why do I think this is the best balancing Content Wars has ever done? As I already said, like with other overpowered guns before, like SR3M, they basically ruined it. The Novesk was really good and now a lot less. But with the Orsis, I actually think they did something really nice. Because they punished things, the bolt action, the time scope pin and the mobility, I can't count, that actually shouldn't make a difference if you are using the gun right. But the thing is, most of you that are complaining, in my opinion, aren't using the gun right. Because I see all these people that are way too aggressive with it and simply aren't using the sniper right. But the customization actually adds one thing that in my opinion is very important to properly playing the sniper, and that's basically a silencer. Because in my opinion, the way you're supposed to use the Orsis, and the way this update actually doesn't matter much or even makes it more effective, is that you're basically a lone wolf around the map and you play from a really long distance so the enemy can't really hit you. And you're supposed to pick off individuals, basically be a nuisance to the enemy team and not actually be easy to kill or find. So what customization actually adds is silencers, which basically makes this amazing. Because if you told me 2 years ago that there was going to be an update that the Orsis would actually get a silencer, it would basically cover its only weakness it had. But the thing is, most of you are playing just way too aggressive with the Orsis. You have to keep the distance, you have to keep picking off enemies at long range. And yes, that is a pretty boring style to play. And it is way slower, but the multi-kills, you shouldn't be getting them. You shouldn't play like that. That's why everybody keeps complaining that the Orsis became less effective. Because everybody's playing way too aggressive. The speed shouldn't matter. You are supposed to pick off enemies at long range, that's it. So yes, it became slower, but no, it didn't become ineffective. And yes, it became less effective at how you played it, but no, it didn't become less effective at what the Orsis is actually good for. This update nerfed the Orsis on areas that you shouldn't be using it for, which is a quick scope gun, a multi-kill gun, and actually complemented its actual use by adding the silencer and basically making you much stealthier around the map. And the whole thing, like you can choose your own side now if you really didn't like the previous scope. That's a simple bonus, I guess. So this is a pretty amateuristic video. I didn't really have much preparation, but that's basically my opinion on the new Orsis. It's the best weapon balancing conflict Corsair ever done, and it's far from ineffective. So yeah, that's kind of the end of the video, isn't it? Here's an awkward cut in during the video. I actually forgot to mention this in the outro. But if you guys want to see more discussion videos like this, and of course future ones should be better since I get more practice, just tell me in the comments and I'll make up some subjects or listen to what you guys want to hear. And I'll do this type of video just discussing the topic basically. So yeah, quick cut in because I forgot during the editing. Well, if you liked it, you can like it. If you disliked it, then why did you watch till the end? Busted! I cringe at myself right now. Subscribe if you haven't already and watch out for more content. And god am I bad at outros. Farewell, people.